Hello, this is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan, Google Podcast, Spotify, Spreaker, or iHeart Radio. This is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan. We got some good stuff today. It's going to be a double again because I missed yesterday. But I am going to talk a little golf today just because I feel like I should. It was a PGA Championship last week, and one of the poll questions on the Dan Patrick Show, I think it's pretty easy, the answer, but which win was more historic? Phil Mickelson winning at 50 or Tiger winning in 2019? I think it's easy, Tiger, because he won the Masters, and no one thought he could come, like from what I've heard, no one thought he could come back and do that. No one thought he could come back and win again after a long break from it. I mean, Phil Mickelson, yes, he's 50, and it's crazy that he was able to win at 50, but I mean, Tiger Masters was way more historic than Phil Mickelson, because no one thought that was going to happen. And it was a lot more people talked about that than they are about Mickelson right now. This was a good question, though. Which feat is most impressive? LeBron winning at 35, I don't think that's an option, really. I think winning the championship at 35 is something a lot of legends do, so probably eliminate that. Brady winning a Super Bowl and Super Bowl MVP at 43. Serena Williams winning at 36 while pregnant. Phil at 50. Phil Mickelson won the poll from what I've heard. But I mean, I feel like Brady's is more impressive. I don't think LeBron is number one. That's number one. I think he should be eliminated from the get. I think it should definitely, I mean, what Phil Mickelson did was amazing, but I feel like it should definitely be narrowed down to Brady winning the Super Bowl at 43 and Serena winning at 36 while pregnant. I'm gonna go Serena at 36 while pregnant. Because tennis is not easy. It's not an easy sport as it is, tennis. Really, because I mean, like, it's one person and it's a wide playing field. So, I mean, the tennis player can, like, just hit it anywhere, and that other tennis player has to, like, I think baseball and tennis are a lot harder than they look. So much harder than they look. Like, of course, like, sports like baseball and hockey, they're tough, obviously. And, like, football, those three sports, they're tough. And you can see that at its surface. Like, you can see that they're tough. With baseball, you have to, with baseball and tennis, you have to play those sports to know how hard it is. Like, I mean, it's not that easy to catch a fly ball. Because you have to judge it. And it's not that easy. It really isn't. If it's, like, in the air for, like, years, like, if it's in the air for long, then you should be able to catch it. But, I mean, it's not that easy. You have to, like, backtrack to the right point, you have to just judge it correctly, and it's not as easy as it looks. And don't even get me started on how hard hitting is. Especially for the majors. 95 miles an hour. They got, like, a second tops to decide if that's a strike or not. And then they have to swing fast enough to get a hit. So I think baseball and tennis are a lot harder than they look. So if you're winning at 36 years old while carrying a baby, that I think that's the most impressive. And I'm not downgrading LeBron winning at 35. I think that's amazing, but I don't know. That kind of leads me to the next topic, the Lakers Suns. I think both LeBron and AD played like crap. I think AD has to contribute a little more. I mean, at least LeBron at 18 and 10. At least he had some contribution, but I mean, AD had nothing. I mean, you gotta contribute more there. And Game 1, LeBron has always said it's always been a feel out for me. I have a stat. I have 2 stats that I want to share that should make Lakers fans a lot less concerned about, and really, should make other analysts want to slow down on the overreaction they're having here to the Lakers' Game 1 loss. Hold on, let me find this real quick. Shoot, where's the stat? Damn. It should really... Damn. Come on. Did I really just lose it like that? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, we'll circle back to that. That's really frustrating. I had a stat, and believe me, once you heard this stat, you would not care anymore about this loss. You seriously would not. Like, you'd be insane to care at all about this. I mean... Come on. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's irrelevant now, because, I can't even find it. But, AD and LeBron, you know what they combined for? And only lost by 9, by the way. Alright, here's what this... don't tell me I lost this stupid stat, too. Because if I did, I'm seriously gonna lose my mind. So, LeBron and AD combined for 31 points, 14 boards, 12 assists, and under 50% from the field. It's a bad game, and they only lost by 9. They only lost by 9. The Lakers missed 11 free throws. Only lost by 9. That's not... Like, when you play that poorly and only lose by 9, you shouldn't be too worried for the rest of the series. As long as you don't play like that 4 games in a row. Which I don't see them doing. So, we should wait until game 2. Really, that's... Gotta chill right there. And that goes for everyone, not just LeBron. Because I think the biggest mistake I made on this podcast was admitting I'm a LeBron fan, because The moment you say that, people are expecting to favor LeBron so much, but it goes for every team. I mean, the Jazz. I mean, it goes for the Jazz, too. They lost one game to the Grizzlies. I don't think it means much, honestly. And, I mean, the Jazz, like, later I'm going to do my, like, panic, like, how worried each team should be. The Jazz, I'm going to spoil something real quick. The Jazz don't got to worry that much. They're playing the 8 seed. It's a 7-game series. It's best of 4. It's first of 4, sorry. And Donovan Mitchell got taken out without even wanting to. So, if Mitchell isn't just trying to build his own narrative, then they should be fine. Alright, so Trae Young is embracing that villain role. And you know what's interesting? He's a kid. Like, he's like 22. He's like 22, but he does not care. He's really embracing and that's what you gotta do when you go to Madison Square Garden. So, I mean, like, when you play the Knicks in the playoffs, you gotta be ready to be known as a villain there. Like, no one's gonna like you, because you are a threat to them. I mean, like, let's see his exact quote real quick. I definitely know the history of players coming in here and being hated. Like I said, I take that as a compliment, to be honest with you. Obviously, I'm doing something right if you hate me that much. Yeah, and you know that's true. I mean, they hate him because they know that he can beat them. They know him and the Hawks can beat them. I'm taking the Knicks still in the series, but the Hawks winning would not shock me at all. It would shock me if the Mavs won, though. Now, the Clippers, again, I'm not worried, because they, it's only one game, again. Now, if the Lakers or Clippers go down 2-0, now the Lakers is a different story, because they are going back home after this. So I'd be a little more worried about the Clippers, but I mean, if both those teams go down 2-0, I'm going to have a new opinion of them. I'm going to actually start to worry a bit. Like, another spoiler alert, the Heat are the team that should be panicking the most right now. They're down 0-2 to the Bucks, and you don't want to get in that hole with them. Because the Bucks, and I know you're going back to Miami next game, but you're allowing Giannis and the Bucks to gain confidence. I think a lot of the problem in last year's series with the Heat was they attacked Giannis early, and they just slowly chipped away at his confidence. But the Clippers, they're running out of excuses for Kawhi, by the way. I mean, they really are. I mean, you got rid of Doc. Doc's out. That's not an excuse anymore. I never thought Doc was the problem. But, I mean, you're really running out of excuses for him. And I probably should have put Kawhi on the list for players that should be under the most pressure. I mean, what he did in Toronto was awesome, but, I mean, if he loses this, he'll never be viewed he'll be viewed as a one-hit wonder. Had one great year in Toronto, and then he wasn't that good in the playoffs after that. So, I don't know. Kawhi is under pressure. But I'm taking the Clippers again. You know, it's a close series, though. And,